In the matter of Ashish Yadav versus Yashpal, Supreme Court allowed the appeal and directed respondents to surrender themselves to the concerned authority not later than 2 weeks from today. Court said the order of grant of bail to accused on parity was error apparent on the face of the record. High Court failed to consider that the accused was the main accused in the matter and cannot be enlarged on bail because the other co-accused persons have been granted bail. The High Court ordered granting bail to the accused persons and that order is hereby set aside. Court observed that sufficient material was available on record to show that the two accused engaged the contract killer Vicky at the rate Karthus to kill Aman. Even as per the FIR, it was mentioned that Vicky at the rate Karthus was a sharpshooter who used a firearm to fire bullets during the marriage procession, wherein one victim, namely Aman, died and two others, namely Vikas and Naveen, were gravely injured, whose witness statements were also recorded. It was also safely can be said that merely because no overt act was attributed to respondent accused in the first information report, the same cannot be sole consideration for grant of bail to these respondents in a serious offence under section 302 of IPC. Time and again, it has been observed by the court that first information report is not an encyclopedia of facts. An FIR is a starter point to set the investigation in motion, and subsequently, the investigating agency collects the necessary material in the course of investigation so as to unearth the real offenders. In the present case also, in the course of investigation, material collected by investigating agencies suggested that the respondent accused person hatched a conspiracy to eliminate the victim and engaged a contract killer Vicky at the rate Karthus to kill the victim Aman. Court said we are unable to accept the submission of learned counsel for respondents that it was a sudden fight in marriage procession that led to opening of firearm and shooting the victim. Material collected by investigating agency in form of statement of witnesses showed that the respondent accused who had engaged contract killer Vicky Karthus were waiting for an opportune time that they can use to hire contract killer to eliminate the victim Aman. It was also reflected from the material that before the actual incident of shooting victim Aman, the contract killer Vicky Karthus had opened the firearm for a test firing. Sequence of events at the incident showed that the marriage procession started and some of the young boys started dancing in the procession. Aman was also amongst them, and while dancing, accused respondent got into an argument with victim Aman and his friends. Using this quarrel as an opportunity and as per the plan hatched by the respondents, contract killer Vicky, by using the firearm, that is pistol, shot victim Aman, resulting in his death, and two other persons, Vikas and Naveen, were also injured. Their statements were also recorded by investigating agency. The investigating agency was successful in recovering weapon pistol from respondent 1. Admittedly, from the day of arrest till filing of the charge sheet, wherein these respondents were shown as absconding, respondents were successful awaiting their arrest, and subsequently, when application for grant of bail was rejected, these respondents accused surrendered themselves to the trial court, and the application for grant of bail was filed before the High Court. It was also submitted before court that contract killer Vicky Karthus is having criminal antecedents and is a history sheeter. Thus, the apprehension of the complainant that the respondent accused if released on bail may pressurize the witnesses is not unjustified. Court said that the complainant is also justified in making the submission that as the trial is now in process and key prosecution witnesses are yet to be examined, there exists a reasonable apprehension that if these accused persons are granted bail, that they may attempt to pressurize or influence the witnesses or even abscond.